From the Beatles to Bob Marley, how the football field becomes the ultimate venue. You may have seen this week that Dublin-based Bohemians have released a top with the image of Bob Marley on it. Their reason is that the reggae icon played his last outdoor gig at their ground, Dalymount Park. It's a clever idea that follows the Dutch giants Ajax releasing a third kit based on their adoption of the iconic Marley tune. It went on to become one of the best-selling shirts of recent years, and I'm sure the Irish club will be hoping for the same. Bohemians have become a popular destination for people traveling to the Irish capital. I love the city. I've been heading there since my teens, and it truly is one of the world's great cities. It's full of history, and the football clubs based there have fierce support and are well worth a visit. The Bohos story got me thinking about football stadiums that have hosted iconic gigs. There were quite a few during the decades of the late 20th century, as popular music played a pivotal role in our lives. It would have begun with the Beatles playing Shea Stadium in 1965, the first time a band played an iconic sporting venue. The one-time home of the New York Mets, Jets and Yankees was so vast that it was thought to be the only stadium that could cope with the unprecedented demand the Beatles had brought. However, it was unprepared for a concert that the Fabs sang through the matchday announcers' PA system. What can't be denied was that it was a huge success, and so football clubs and their stadiums came onto the radar of music promoters across the Atlantic. I'm sure there have been many, but a few have entered into football folklore. In 1976, The Who entered the Guinness Book of Records as the loudest band ever at a gig at the Valley, home of Charlton Athletic. In those days, the Valley was a giant concrete bowl with vast terraces built for the post-war attendance boom. It was the perfect amphitheatre for an iconic gig. There is a nice connection to the club itself, as The Who's manager, Bill Curbishley, was the older brother of Alan Curbishley, who would go on to be one of the best Charlton managers. He even worked at the gig and fondly remembers helping to sell merchandise for the mod god. Of course, Wembley has hosted so many fantastic gigs, including an iconic 1972 rock and roll extravaganza featuring Bill Haley, Little Richard, and Chuck Berry that catalyzed the rockabilly boom, which lasted throughout the decade. I should also mention Live Aid, which was one of the defining popular culture events of the century and took place at Wembley. My own personal favorite and the moment when football really crossed over with music was the magnificently named Match of the Day gig at Elland Road in 1991. It featured the swaggering Mancunian Scallies Happy Mondays headlining and included such cool indie bands of the time as the Farm, Northside, and the Law. The moment of the gig that has become fixed in all our minds was when Shaun Ryder entered and asked the 30,000-strong Leeds crowd, "Are you Man U?" Genius. There have been so many others: Oasis at Main Road, Rem at the City Ground, and the Jam at Stamford Bridge.